Everybody, I'm Tasha with the Major Change Group, and today I want to talk about this American Express Gold Card spending limit hack that I figured out. And we're going to talk about a few comments that I got in regards to the American Express Gold Card spending limit as well. Let's get into it. So I cannot believe it's been about 3 months since I had the American Express Gold Card. And when I first got the American Express Gold Card, I went on the site and I said, okay, well, let me check what my spending limit is since we don't have a credit limit for the American Express Gold Card. So when I first tried, I tried for 10,000. And then I tried for 15,000. I was not approved for 15,000. And then I tried for 13,000 and I was not approved. So I was only approved for 10,000. Now on the site, it does say that you can use this spending limit tool up to 3 times a day. But it was so funny because when I had did the last video about it, y'all was like, do not use the spending limit tool that many times because you can end up getting a financial review. So I was just like, okay. So I haven't used the spending limit tool for probably 3 months. So the other day I was on the American Express site and I was checking my balance and I was just like, you know what? I think I figured out a way that I'm able to see what my spending limit is without me actually using the spending limit tool. And I'm just like, okay, that's pretty cool. So here you can see back in June when I tried to see if I was approved for 15,000, I was not approved. And so the other day I was on the site and I was looking at my balance details, and it actually said that my pay over time limit was 15,000. And I'm just like, whoa, do you really think that this is my limit right now? And so I was just like, wow, this is pretty cool. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm going to try the spending limit tool to see if I can validate this amount. And so I went on there and I actually was approved for the 15,000. So I really believe that when you go to your balance details, you will be able to determine what your spending limit is without using the spending limit tool. So you'll have to let me know in the comments. Have you ever used the balance details to see what your spending limit was without being able to use the spending limit tool? Because I know the last time I made this video and I was telling y'all that I had used the spending limit tool, y'all was saying don't do it a lot, even though on the site it says you can use it up to 3 times a day. And so that one time I had used it 3 times back to back to back, but y'all said don't. And so I didn't use it anymore since then. And then especially for me, I'm probably really like a more low spend. So I'm not spending a whole lot. So even if, since I was approved for the 10,000, like that was enough for me, because probably for the month of July, that was going to probably be my highest spend because I was traveling. But most of the time, I'm probably going to spend like less than 2,000 on my credit card. So let me know in the comments if you have tried this or what do you think? So let's take a look at these 2 comments that I got. So the first one said, I read something about the limit or spend power changes from month to month. For what I understand from it is that there is a chance that if you do not use the card a lot, the limit or spending power could be significantly less than my other credit cards. And if you make that your number 1 card and you spend a lot on it every month, then your limit or spending power would increase and be higher. Is this a correct assessment? I will say that yes, from month to month, the spending limit can change because we see that 3 months ago, my spending limit was 10,000, and then now my spending limit is 15,000. But I do feel like the more that you spend on the card, months over months, then the higher that your spend limit can be. But on the same hand, since I have already met my minimum spend of the 4,000 and I did get my 90,000 membership reward points, I can say that I haven't been spending as much on my American Express Gold Card, although I do use it for all my food and grocery spend since it's 4 times the points. But right now, my daily drivers are the American Express Gold Card and then my Navy Federal flagship. So I am spending, but I don't have as much of a higher spend on the card. So I think that probably the main way that you can make sure that you have high spend is from the next comment. So the next comment says, well, it actually does have a cutoff spending limit, and you will be surprised. Any outstanding balances with other credit card issuers, overall credit debt percentage, utilization over 30%, income and payment history will close the door. So I definitely agree with this comment because I feel like you always want to make sure that you have low utilization. And I feel like if you want to increase your credit score and if you want to get high credit limits, you really have to have low utilization. So 30% or lower is going to be good, but the lower the better. And like for myself, I use the credit card utilization hack where I leave either 2 or 7% on my credit cards, and I really leave probably less than that. And I will pay the credit card off after the statement date so that I can report at least 2 or 7%, but usually it's really like 2 or a little bit less because I do feel like I have a low spend. And so I feel like with the American Express Gold Card, especially if you're paying that credit card off every month and you're not, paying interest on it, because I feel like especially if you want to get the points and all that kind of stuff, if you're paying interest on the credit card, but then getting the points, then really you're just breaking even on it. So I think it's best to pay the credit card off every month, but then also have, a low credit utilization. And so that's what that person was saying in the second comments. But I will say that I haven't had any problems with the spending limit. But then on the same hand, I'm not spending a whole lot from month to month. But you'll have to let me know in the comments, have you been denied or do you feel like you have a low spend on your American Express Gold Card? And then we'll have to see. But I think overall, if you make sure that you pay the credit card off every month and have low utilization on your other credit cards. And then the second comment also did bring up payment history, because when we think about our overall credit profile, we look at 5 components. So we have our payment history, our credit utilization, our length of credit, our new credit, and our credit mix. And our payment history and our credit utilization is 65% of our credit score. So, with the payment history, that's going to be 35%. But on the same hand, now I don't think that this is a good thing, but I have probably about 3 or 4 late payments on my credit report. Now, that is because I had co-signed on a loan and the loan was not in good standings, but it's probably been maybe like a year and a half or 2 years since we had a late payment on there, but it still reports 3 or 4 late payments on my credit report. So I can say for myself, but that even though I have late payments on my credit report, it doesn't hurt me from being able to get approved for high limits on credit cards or even get approved for credit cards. But I also make sure that all of the other aspects of my credit report are good. So like my credit utilization is going to be really like 2% or less. And then I have a good length of credit. Now here lately, I have been applying for credit cards. So I think I have 4 inquiries on my credit reports. I was like, dang, I got 4 inquiries on there. Like, goodness gracious. And then my credit mix is good. So that's why it's really great to pull our credit reports ever so often and check to see, how our credit reports looking. But you have to check out some of my other videos talking about the credit card utilization hack and improving our credit score. So, overall, let me know if you are going to try to see under your balance details where your credit limit is and if you think that that's your true credit limit. Also, let me know in the comments, do you use the tool to be able to check your spending power? I know people say don't use it, but let me know in the comments, do you use it? How often do you use it? but it's been about 3 months since I used it. But I think that this hack is really going to work. So let me know what you think in the comments. I hope that you found this video helpful. Please like, subscribe, share with a friend, and turn your notification bell on so you'll be notified when new content drops. And I thank you so much for watching. Until next time. It's not a game, it's a